And welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is no mistakes. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who's supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co. That's MURDY creative.co. Or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram, see all of our latest product shots. Follow us, keep up to date with our daily photos, and be the first one to know about new product announcements. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our email announcements. Be sure to check out our website for laser engraving, personalization options, and exclusive colors on the website, or you can get a blank one on Amazon Prime. Also, be sure to join us on our Discord server. The link is in the top of the description. That Discord server is where we do a lot of behind the scenes. We get feedback from people. We ask questions. We get answers. It's a great place to interact with us. We love talking with people there. Also, be sure to check out our TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts for more behind the scenes videos. We're doing a lot more of that content lately, and it's been a lot of fun. So check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you on the Discord. So, no mistakes. No one is perfect. No, not one. That's a huge problem for us, obviously. Quality is the key to what we do. It is the foundation of everything here at the Murdy Creative Company. We have to have spectacular quality, because that's what you get for when you pay the price that we charge. Spectacular quality. And an important part of that is that every aspect, down to the most minute detail, is perfect. The curve of the leather, the way it's finished, the way it's put together, all of those details have to be flawless. But humans are flawed creatures. For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, and this is the problem that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Now, only a tyrant expects perfection. That's true, right? And if you're looking for something for someone to be guilty of, you will always find it, because someone is always guilty of something, right? And when there's mistakes, obviously, it's hard for people not to want to point fingers. And it's important to me that we create a positive work environment. So how do you deal with mistakes in a positive work environment? How do you work to prevent them from happening? How do you work for correcting them when they do happen? And what are the elements of creating that no mistake policy? And then what do you do when you fail to meet that policy? First and foremost, I'm going to work backwards. For one, the rare occasion when we fail to make it perfect and it goes out the door. We have, in my opinion, and this is not biased, I'm genuinely true. I'm saying this truly. We have some of the best customer service in the world. We have Melinda answering the phones, helping customers, taking care of questions, answering them. It's one real person who answers all the emails and answers all the phone calls. If you call the Murdy Creative Company between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Central Time on any of the work days, Melinda will be the one answering, and she will be happy to help you. That has a huge advantage for us because it creates a very coordinated, very cohesive conversation between the customer and Melinda. She's able to help answer questions, and if you email her and then call separately, she, for the most part, knows who you are, knows what's going on, knows what the conversation is. Melinda's gotten very, very good at this over the last 2 years. And I'm very proud of our customer service that's spearheaded by her. That's a huge part of this. So, on the rare occasion that we fail, the answer is to have extraordinarily good customer service with white glove service, and we will take care of you. We will fix the problem. But we hope it never gets to that. We hope, and we're normally pretty good about this, that we catch the mistake before it leaves the door, because that's really the answer to the problem. The answer is this: when you have imperfect people who are all involved in the process of making something that is artistic by nature and is a little bit, how do I say, unique by each, because the leather is not the same. It's not like we're dealing with something like plastic, right, which is always the same, uniform in color, uniform in finish, always the same every time. That's not how leather works. Leather is always unique. It is the exact opposite of that. And so there is an artistic element to that, and there's a subjective nature to this. You have to say, what do I think that piece of leather would be good for? How can I identify where in the leather hide that thing should come out of, right? So it's subjective. So not only are you trying to avoid mistakes that are intentional or unintentional about easy things to spot, but you have to avoid the difficult things, like a mistake of saying that piece of leather is not good for that product. And that's hard. So it requires multiple people looking at every product. And that's true. That's the way it works. For us, there's usually a different person who's cutting the leather into the raw materials, into the raw pieces. And that's a different person from who's engraving it. And it's a different person from who's assembling it. and who's washing it, and who's doing the packaging of it, the quality control, and the one who's putting the label on it. So there's multiple people at every step of the way looking out for it. Now, there's only 5 of us here at this company. So sometimes it's the same person. But usually there's at least 2 people who interact with the product during its process, and we've intentionally worked to make that happen. We've been instituting a new policy that I'm really excited about, which is this new type of order ticket. So the way that product's genuinely made in the company is that we have order tickets that are printed each day, and that's the orders that you guys place. And we print out the order ticket, and it's got all of the information associated with that specific order. And we take that ticket, we go to the leather room, and we pull from the shelf, if it's available, the raw material that goes along with that, right? The pre-cut piece of leather. Not all the time are there pieces on the shelf, so sometimes we actually have to go further back in the process and have someone cut one from a hide. That specific one. And then it goes into the engraving room. Someone engraves what you've asked us to engrave on it. It goes to the washing station and gets all the soot cleaned off so that it is nice and clean and beautiful. Then it goes to the assembly process where it gets made into the product itself, the finished product. And then it goes onto the shelf where the quality control people review it, make sure that everything's perfect on it. Then it goes into the packaging and out the door. So you can see that there's multiple steps there where usually different people are interacting with it. The person who cuts the raw material out of the leather hide isn't the same person who's picking that hide off the shelf and looking at it and going, I think that's not quite right. Or if you pull a piece of leather, someone pulls a piece of leather and takes it to engraving, the engraver, before they engrave it, goes, no, that's not quite right. Or the person who engraves it, if they engrave it wrong, the person who's washing it can review the ticket and go, they got the engraving wrong, and they can correct it. If someone's assembling it and they put the wrong insert in it, the person in quality control who's reviewing the product before it goes in the box goes, that's not the right insert. So because we have all of these different steps where different people are interacting with it, and because it's not really any of it's done by computers, it's all done by humans, there's a certain ability for us to say, artistically speaking, does this product holistically, altogether, meet our perceptual standards for the company and how we expect things to go out the door, but also doesn't meet the technical specifications, right? Because those are 2 different things, honestly. And we're working towards that perfection. And especially during Christmas, it's really critical because when we're dealing with the volume that we're dealing with, a lot of these processes can be somewhat, by the nature of the day, strained. People have a tendency, when things are going a little fast, to not want to do things over again. But we can't allow that. It cannot happen that someone says, it's probably okay, and then moves it along. We have to be very, very diligent. And especially if we have to remake something during Christmas, especially if it gets to the customer, now we've spent all the money on shipping it to the customer. We've spent all the money on the raw materials. We've spent all the money on other things. And a lot of times we don't get that back. And then we got to redo it and we're already busy. So having those no mistakes, having that attitude of no mistakes is really critical. And actually a big part of that is to empower the team, empower everyone in the team to be able to point out a mistake. Everyone on the team at any point in this process can go, I don't think that's right. That allows for us to have that extra pair of eyes all the time, which is nice. The other thing that we've started to do, and I'm very excited about this as a process, is if a mistake is made, the person who made the mistake is the one that has to fix it. Now, this isn't punitive, right? This isn't, to call you out for your mistake. But the purpose of this is, though, that you get practice. Because if you make a mistake and you're the one that has to fix it, there's a certain level of, well, I need to learn how to do this right. Or maybe I didn't know I did it wrong and I need someone to teach me that I did it right. And that's where it goes back even further in the process of ensuring no mistakes. And that's the educational aspect of this. Training is so critical to ensure that we have the best product. We have to make sure our people know exactly how to do everything. That's hard. There's a lot to this project. There's a lot to this process. Artistically, technically, even with something as simple as saying, is that color right? You have to be able to have an eye for this stuff, right? And teaching that to people is challenging. And you have to constantly be reteaching because sometimes people forget things, right? And so the attitude of, if you make this mistake, you're the one that's going to fix it. And you have to sign your name to each step that you do. So if you cut it, you sign your name. If you pull it from the shelf, you sign your name. If you engrave it, you sign your name. If you assemble it, you assign your name. And because you signed your name to each of those steps, if something's wrong, we can go back to you and say, hey, this is wrong, fix it. And if you don't know how to fix it, or if there's something that you're confused about, ask and we'll be happy to help. Now, because people don't like redoing things, it helps also in the fact that it does have a certain nature of, well, I don't want to have to redo this thing more than once if I have to redo it. And then they focus and they take that little extra time while they're redoing things to do it better, to do it right. And this is all cumulates? This all culminates. That's the word I was looking for. This all culminates in the person who signs their name that goes with the envelope. This is something that was part of the changeover that happened at the beginning of November from a quality perspective. In your product, when you open the box, there will be an envelope with theoretically your name on it. We've been trying to do that. And when you open that, or you look at that envelope, on the back of that envelope, there'll be a business card that says handcrafted by, and there'll be a signature. That was the person who made your product. That was the person who assembled your product. They put it together. And they have to sign their name to it. And if you have problems or something goes wrong and you call us, one of the things that Melinda will be probably asking is, hey, if you still have that card, can you tell us whose name is on it? Because that helps us with that accountability. It helps us to say, look, this was something that at the very least, you who signed your name to it should have caught, because you're the one signing your name on it. So there's a certain ultimate responsibility in that aspect. It also is nice because it shows that we're real human people, and that's, product is being made by a real human person and not some robot. And I like that just in general. But that technicality, that act of signing your name, helps each team member also keep everyone else accountable. Because if I'm going to be the one signing my name to a product, and I do a lot because I make things a lot. If I assign my name to a product, I'm going to make sure that not only does that look good, but if something's wrong, I feel very, very encouraged to go find the person who did it wrong and make sure that they know how to do it, because I might have to do something tomorrow that they also did that same step on, and I want them to get it right the next time. So all of this is going to lead, and has led in the past, and we're continuing to improve on this, to a true no mistakes attitude. And like I said, no mistakes does not mean no mistakes on our side. No mistakes means no mistakes that the customer ever sees. And I'm excited. I think we're going to continue to improve, and we've already got a very, 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 very low error rate at the company to start with. So this is just getting us that little extra step. And I'm excited to see that it really does achieve what we want it to achieve in that perfection of every way. So thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to check back in Thursday for that next topic. And don't forget to check that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get notified when we launch new episodes of the podcast. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, journal, folio, accessory, or anything else we sell, please do feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at Murdy Creative Co. You can also contact us via Instagram and Facebook. You can text, email, call, direct message, all the usuals. We'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. We do appreciate your patience during this busy time of year. If you have a quick question or you want to place an order over the phone, please do feel free to give us a phone call at 414-434-9001. We're available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time. That's 414-434-9001. You can also text us at that number if you would like. It is a cell phone. We do answer it. If you are going to call us either during hours and you don't get a hold of us, or after hours, please do leave us a voicemail. We do answer those. We do listen to those. We respond to those. We call people back. And if you are calling about a specific order, please include that order number. It should start with the letter S and be followed by a series of digits. That helps us identify who we're talking to and what we're talking about. It also helps us look up all of the things that went along with that product so we can identify exactly what might have gone wrong. If you think we deserve it, a good review can go a long way to help us grow our new community. Both a review on the podcast and whatever app you're listening on, as well as a review on the product itself. You can go to murdycreative.co/reviews to read all of our amazing 5-star reviews. There's a link there that'll take you to leave us a good review. If you click on that button, it'll go to Google. Now, most of our reviews historically have been on Facebook. In fact, facebook.com/murdycreative.co/reviews is where it used to always be, and there's hundreds of them there that you can read if you'd like to. But in our efforts to improve our Google search engine optimization, SEO, we have been pushing our reviews into the direction of Google as a method of helping to improve that. So there's not as many reviews there, and we're working on improving that. So if you do leave us a review, that's a great place to do so. There's another button that says get directly in contact with us. If for whatever reason you have a bad experience with the company, with the product, anything at all, please reach out to us before you leave us a bad review. Give us an opportunity to make things right. It is deeply important to me personally that everyone has a good experience with the company and everyone is happy with their product. If you are unhappy for any reason, reach out to us. Give us an opportunity to make things better. We really, really do want to. Word of mouth is the best form of advertising, so please tell your friends and family about the company. If you want to get a little something for doing that, be sure to log in with the little person icon at the top of the homepage. When you log in, at the bottom left-hand corner of that same page, there's going to be a rewards tab. That rewards tab, when you click that open, is going to open up a panel, and you'll be able to see your rewards points that you've earned. Any purchase you make gets you rewards percent of 10% back in your credit that you can spend anywhere on anything at the website. So that 10% back is any purchase you make as long as you're logged in. And there's a shareable link there. That shareable link, when you share that with your friends and families, they get $10 off their first purchase, and you get $10 of in-store credit when they make that purchase. So it's a great way to help the company. Helps you, helps us, helps everyone. If If you have any podcast topics you want to hear more about, send them my way. I am always looking for something to talk about. You guys can probably guess that I do talk quite a bit, so I appreciate anyone who's got questions and they want to know more about something specific. So if you got a specific question about a specific aspect of the company you want to learn more about, please leave it in a comment below on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co, sales@murdycreative.co. You can also reach out to us on the contact form of our website. You can join our Discord and ask the question there. There's a lot of ways to get a hold of us. Please ask your question. I want to know. If you're looking for multiple binders or journals or folios or anything else we sell for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, we do have bulk discounts available. They are built directly into the cart, and they are based purely off the total cart quantity of what you order. So you can mix and match to your heart's desire, add everything to your cart. Once you hit checkout, it'll calculate all the eligible items, and it'll apply the appropriate discount. We also, right now, have our BOGO sale going on for Christmas and Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's a whole deal, and it's the only deal that we do during this time of year. It is buy one, get the second one, 25% off. Buy two, get the third item, 50% off. Or buy three items, get the fourth one free, 100% off. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. It does stack. If you get 8 items, you get 2 free items. So that's how that works. So check that out on the website. Go get all your Christmas shopping done right now, right away. If you're looking for a custom engraved item, we have no minimum order quantities and no setup fees. It's a simple flat fee, normally $15, and you can get just one of something with a custom logo on it. So if you want to get your family or your friend or your spouse or something special with a company logo, their company perhaps, and you want to get that one thing made, you can check that out on our website. To do that, go to any of the product pages and hit Add Custom Logo. It's going to take you to the custom version of that same product. When you launch the customizer from there, there'll be a big blue button. When you launch the customizer from there, you can upload logos, you can add text, you can resize, rotate, reposition, all that good stuff, and then you can hit Add to your cart. When you do that, it takes that specific design that you've created and it puts it directly into the product itself. And when you purchase that, it ties those two things together so that when we go to make it, all we have to do is pull up what you created. We don't have to do any editing. It makes it very easy. We cannot do copyright images without the proper protections and the proper permissions, privileges. So please, if you have the copyright permissions to do something, send it to us. Send it to us as soon as you place the order. We can't do anything Disney. We can't do anything NFL, anything like that. You can't do anything with the military yet. We're working on that. But all of those things are all copyright images. If there's something that you submit that we think is copyright protected, we may reach out to you and ask for clarification. And at that point, we can talk through things. But otherwise, feel free to use the customizer. If for whatever reason you don't see that Add Custom Logo button, you can send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co, sales@murdycreative.co. Put custom order in the subject line and then ask your questions in the body of the email. We'll be happy to create a mock-up for you, and as well as a custom order link to purchase that specific product. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.